Hi, I'm Charles with Handicap. The story begins by introducing a 9th grader named Mofan after he has taken a senior high school entrance exam. Exams are usually not too much of a problem for Mofan, however this time it's about magic. He explains that after falling asleep wearing a pendant, everything had changed, and everything became more about magic. Other students discuss how difficult the exam was, but a student named Bai says it was too easy for him, and what is really important is the talent they will receive during the magic awakening. Bai's entire family has the ice talent, so it is practically a lock he will as well. Mofan laments how he had studied for 3 months straight, but the exam covered 9 years worth of material. His father Singh tells him to not worry since he has found him a job as a driver that pays well. Mofan explains that he still wants to be a mage, but his father believes his exam results won't be high enough to meet the entrance requirement. Mofan is determined though and convinces his father when he says he will become a great mage who is respected by everyone. Later, Mofan's friend Zhang explains how a girl named Ning Su has returned and is more beautiful than ever, but Mofan is disinterested. As they walk, he spots his father as he begs a powerful man named Muhei to convince the school to admit his son. Muhei says that failing the exam was bad enough, but what is worse is that Mofan had once tried to run away with the heiress of his family, Ning Su. Singh apologizes for that, saying they were found quickly and nothing bad had come from it. He explains that he has served the powerful Mu family for many years and Mofan is serious about becoming a mage. Muhei says that he is a failure and if he had wanted Mofan to pass, he should have educated him better. Singh says he will do anything to help his son and Muhei agrees to help if he pledges his house to him. That night, Mofan gets told the good news but knows the truth as his father explains he will be renting out the house while Mofan lives at school. His father also reveals that Ning Su has finally returned, but Mofan says all he cares about now is studying magic to make lots of money to help their family. That night, he has a memory of when Ning Su had asked him to leave with her as she would rather be anywhere other than home. After they were found, Singh attempts to take the blame and spare Mofan, who is just a child, from punishment. Mu Zhao, however, says he had seduced and kidnapped Ning Su and threatens to break his legs one by one if he sees her again. Days later, some students discuss how everyone will be having their magic awakening that day, and how they all wish to have fire become their talent even though it is extremely rare. In class, a teacher gives the students a badge that will change color after their awakening based on what talent they have. Another student mocks Mofan for only being there because of a favor and laughs at how embarrassing it will be if he can't awaken a talent. Bai is another member of the Mu family and is first to have his awakening. To no one's surprise, he receives the ice talent, and the teacher explains that the stars on the badge will show the strength of their talent. Furthermore, all 7 stars are usually not filled, but Bai has managed to start right away with 1 star, meaning he is exceptional. The rest of the students receive their talents and no one else manages to get even 1 star like Bai. It's Mofan's turn and all the students mock him as well, explaining that even if you received a weak talent, you are still better than Mofan. Mofan touches the orb and pleads to receive anything at all as it would be better than failing. During his awakening, Mofan sees the color purple but has never heard of a talent corresponding to it. The students become excited, but it's for someone else in a separate class since a person has received a lightning talent, which only happens 1 out of every 1,000 awakenings and is the most powerful one. Mofan is left all alone in class during his awakening as the orb changes color. Mofan opens his eyes to see that he is alone and surprised to see that his orb has changed. He begins to wonder if he has awakened both fire and lightning when the bully returns to class. He makes fun of him for still standing there but is shocked to see that he has awakened the rare fire talent. Mofan, however, can't help but laugh as he knows he has actually awakened 2 rare talents, and how everyone's jaws would drop if they knew he had awakened the lightning talent first. He excitedly plans to hide it for a while and reveal it to them at the perfect moment. 2 months later, Mr. Sheng explains how there are 7 stars that revolve around each of their star systems. Their movements are random and the students must concentrate on controlling them into following strict orbits. If they can manage to do it, then they will have completed their magic release. However, after making any progress, when they lose control of a star, they will have to start over. Bai is then asked to demonstrate and reveals that he is now able to control 5 stars, which also shows on his badge. Bai is the fastest learner among all the students as the rest have barely managed to control 3 stars. Mr. Sheng reminds them that their progress will depend on both their ability and their effort they put in. The class bully once again makes fun of Mofan for only having 1 star, assuming that will mean he will fail the end of year exam, even going as far as to mock how his family had to sell their house to get him in the school. The other students are rude as well, claiming they feel better about their own poor results since he is worst of all. However, once he is alone, he explains how it's true he only has 1 star, but that's just for his fire talent. When he practices his lightning talent, he reveals that he is only 1 star away from completing his magic release. Later, he runs into his little sister Zenzaya, who seems upset and looks to find the cause. She says to not do anything as they are outnumbered, but Mofan doesn't care. The leader in a group of bullies explains that he will give her wheelchair back when she agrees to be his girlfriend. When Mofan arrives in her defense, the leader explains that Zenzaya should be grateful someone is interested and that she shouldn't be too picky considering her condition. The bully goes even further, saying he wouldn't mind carrying his sister around, and Mofan can only think about how this has to be the moment where he succeeds. He concentrates on controlling his stars and demands they stop insulting his sister. Mofan, for the first time ever, manages to release a powerful lightning attack. The group now understand that he must be a mage and beg for mercy. Mofan returns his sister's wheelchair and is humble about his newfound power. Elsewhere, Bai explains his progress to his uncle Muhei, who is very pleased to hear about his ability to control 5 stars. Muhei explains that Bai's performance at the final exams will be extremely important since the Mu family's heiress will attend and he must make a good impression. When asked about Mofan, Bai explains that he is doing terrible as he can't even manage to control 1 star, and Muhei explains that he will get Mofan kicked out after he fails the exam. That night, Mofan thinks about how his father has begun working outside the city with his uncle to pay for his education. However, that is extremely dangerous since monsters surround the city and his father is powerless. He begins to work on progressing his fire talent in the bath, but quickly realizes that it is not a good idea. Afterwards, Zenzaya is pleased to see that her brother has mastered lightning magic, but explains that he managed to do it in only 6 months and wonders if he had help from the Black Curia. Mofan has no clue what that is, and she explains that she was taught in class that they are a cult that helps people improve their skills faster. He explains that he would never do that, and when he is alone, admits that he is progressing quite fast. He is concerned that others will begin to think he is part of the cult as well, and has decided to only reveal his fire talent in front of others, while keeping his lightning talent as a trump card. In class, everyone has a silly look on their face, and Mofan turns to see that it's because of an attractive woman. Her name is Miss Tang. She is their new practical magic teacher, and she asks that all fire talents stand up. Mofan is made fun of by the bully for only having 1 star, and Miss Tang gives a demonstration of the level 1 fire magic called Fire Burst. Later, Bai explains to Muhei that he doesn't actually believe Mofan will fail badly enough to be kicked from the school, since that only happens to students who get lower than a D in the final exam. Muhei, however, explains that he has a backup plan. He reveals the dark stone that can absorb magical energy and the light of the crystal ball. The examiner during the test works for him, and he will have him apply the effects of the dark stone on the crystal ball when it is Mofan's turn to be tested, ensuring that he will fail. Muhei still holds a grudge for Mofan's wrongdoings towards the Mu family and vows to make him pay. Elsewhere, Mofan practices his fire talent and explains that there is only 1 month left before the final exam. He has only managed to control 5 stars, which should be okay for the exam, but he would like to perform better in order to impress the Mu family. Time passes quickly, and Mr. Shang explains how the final exam will be done. The crystal ball will measure their magic powers. The brighter it glows, the more power they possess. They will be given grades based on its brightness, ranging from the best A to the worst D. All those that receive a D will be kicked from the school. Furthermore, since it's impossible for most of them to control all 7 stars in just 1 year, they will not be tested on magic release. However, if anyone is able to do it, then they will be moved to the elite class where they will receive a star bracelet that assists in progress. At the exam, the head of the Mu family, Mu Zhao, gives the students a speech, and it is explained that Ning Su is an exceptional student that graduated early and now attends a magic college. She is asked to give a demonstration and amazes everyone with her display of power. The students must be told to quiet down as they all discuss how worried they are that they might not do well. However, they are relieved to see that the exam isn't too difficult after a couple students receive A's. Zhang is feeling pretty confident, so he asks if he could try his magic release, but fails. He is laughed at by his classmates but quickly feels better when he is encouraged by Miss Tang. It is then Bai's turn. He wows the class when the crystal ball glows brightly and Mr. Shang gives him an S grade, the only one in the entire school. Of course he would like to try his magic release as well, and we see that Mu-hei speaks glowingly about him to Mu-zhao. Bai successfully uses his ice magic and is given a B grade for his magic release. Everyone is amazed at what he has managed to accomplish in just 1 year, but Ning-su just thinks he is okay. Mo-fan is then called up for his turn and Mu-zhao wants to leave as there really isn't much left to see, but Ning-su wants to stay. Mu-zhao agrees to watch as he wants to see what he can do after he and his family have sacrificed everything to get there. Mu-hei gives the signal and the dark stone is put in place. Bai watches and can't wait for him to fail so that Ning-su can finally realize how much of a waste of time he really is. Mo-fan begins, but of course the light is weak, and everyone including his teacher thinks he will receive a D. Mu-zhao explains that with a performance like this, Mo-fan is better off just being a driver like his father. Mu-hei piles on, saying he has learned nothing and Mo-fan's father only wasted money paying for the school. However, in that moment, Mo-fan continues and somehow manages to destroy the dark stone. Finally allowing his magic to show, the crystal ball glows brighter and he is given a B. Everyone thinks it's unfair how the worst student could get a B when a grade like that is exceptional and starts to question if the crystal is faulty. Mr. Shang is proud of him, but Miss Tang reveals that that wasn't his real ability. She claims the ball is faulty and insists that he be retested. The students all agree and Mr. Shang asks that she rethink her request since it was not easy for Mo-fan to get into the school. Miss Tang persists and Ning-su agrees with her, asking for a retest as well. After it is replaced, everyone is surprised to see that the crystal ball glows much brighter than before, and Mo-fan is given an S grade. It is clear that the glow was even brighter than Bai's, but Mo-fan explains that he isn't done yet as he would like to try his magic release. Bai is shocked more than anyone, but knows that if Mo-fan spent so much time on controlling the stars, it would be impossible for him to have also mastered the magic release. However, he can only watch in amazement as Mo-fan demonstrates his magical prowess. Thanks for watching part 1. If this video gets 10,000 likes, I will know you like the anime and make a part 2.